Hello, Abnormal Investigations. I hope you all are having a good day. Before anybody says anything, yes, today is my birthday and another year older. Thank God I was here to celebrate my birthday and to make memories with my family and to make more memories that are coming, guys. It's going to be good. I've got a encounter for you, and let's get into it. And don't forget to smash that like button, guys. It helps a lot. It was the summer of 2017, and I was 17, eager to embark on a camping trip with my cousins. M and A, my Aunt B and A's friend. We headed to the Bighorn mountain range, a serene escape from the chaos of daily life. Our destination was Park Reservoir. It is a beautiful, picturesque lake surrounded by towering trees and rugged terrain. As night fell, we gathered around the campfire sharing spooky stories and enjoying the warmth. Em and I decided to do some night fishing, reeling in 6 trout despite the cloudy skies obscuring the stars. We retired to our tent listening to darkness. The darkness is great whenever you're out resting in the peace. I drifted off to sleep, but I was jolted awake by a haunting wolf howl. Excited, I laid there, feeling a mix of awe and unease. The howl seemed close, but not too close. I tried to lay there and be calm as I could and fall back asleep. However, my body refused to relax. I heard rustling in the vegetation behind our tent, and my discomfort grew. Was it a raccoon, a deer, or a bear? I grabbed the flashlight and cautiously stepped out. Shining the light around, I saw nothing. Convinced it was just a deer, I returned to the tent, but my peace would be short-lived. The cooler crashed, and I heard the crumpling of the aluminum. I slowly unzipped the tent and peeked out. Amber-colored eyes stared back at me, piercing through my soul. I froze. The creature stood there, on 2 legs, its jet-black hair ruffled, with human-like hands and sharp claws. Its maw gaped open, revealing yellowish teeth and purplish gums. The stench of rotten meat was all in the air. Paralyzed, I watched as it twitched its ears and smiled, a wide, toothy grin that seemed to savor my fear. Then it turned and disappeared into the forest. M's voice broke the spell, asking why I was awake. I stuttered, unable to reveal the horror I'd witnessed. When he asked if a bear had come by, I nodded, still shaken. Morning came, and I shared my story with M. To my surprise, he believed me. We cleaned up the mess, and we left that afternoon. The image of that smiling beast haunted me. I scoured the area for tracks, but found none. My research yielded no similar sightings of the Bighorn Mountains. For weeks I struggled to shake off the feeling of unease. Every night I'd lie awake thinking about those eyes and that grin. I began questioning my own sanity. Had I really seen what I thought I did? As time passed, the memory of that encounter still lingered. I started researching cryptids and supernatural entities, desperate to find answers. I devoured books and documentaries, searching for any mention of similar encounters. One evening, while browsing online forums, I stumbled upon a thread discussing Dogman sightings. The descriptions, well, they were pretty much right on. They matched my encounter perfectly. I realized I wasn't alone. Others had experienced similar terror, and it was just my imagination playing tricks on me? No. Now I knew it wasn't. But the more I delved into the world of cryptids, the more questions I had. Was it a werewolf, a dogman, or something entirely different? Was it a demon, manifesting itself to instill fear? The uncertainty still haunts me. Though I still enjoy camping, I never forget that horrific night. I was always afraid of the dark, but now it's even worse. So now I always carry a loaded pistol prepared for the unexpected. If you're camping and hear strange noises, beware your unwanted guest might not be a bear or a raccoon. But that summer changed me. I'll never look at the wilderness the same way again. The unknown lurks in the shadows, waiting to strike. And I'll always wonder, what if it comes back? Months passed, and the memory of that night still eats at me. Every snap or twig or rustle of the leaves, well, they make me jump still to this day, Mike. One evening, while out with my friends, I saw a documentary about a paranormal investigations. They explore allegedly haunted locations seeking evidence of supernatural. I watched fascinated, wondering if they'd ever encountered something like what I saw. So the show, this is years later, sparked an idea. I decided to investigate. I wanted to go further to uncover the truth behind my encounter. I scoured online forums seeking others who had experienced similar events. That's when I stumbled upon a local cryptid hunting group. They explored the Bighorn Mountains searching for evidence of unknown creatures. I hesitated, wondering if I should go, but they did invite me. But something drove me to reach out. Maybe it was the need for the answers, or the desire to confront my fears. I spoke more with the leader, and the grizzled outdoorsman named Jack listened intently. As I shared my story, he nodded. His expression was serious. He said, "You're not the first to report something like this," he said. "We've had similar sightings in the area." I knew then I wasn't alone. Jack invited me on their next expedition. I accepted, eager to face my fears and uncover the truth. As we ventured into the Bighorn Mountains, I felt a mix of excitement and fear. A fear that we might actually find something again, and could I face it again? The group moved stealthily, setting up cameras and traps. We waited silently for any sign of movement. Night fell and the forest grew dark. I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. Suddenly a branch snapped and we all froze. A figure emerged from the shadows, tall, imposing, and unmistakable. Those amber-colored eyes locked onto mine. And that's when it screamed, and I felt my whole world shatter. The sound was like nothing I'd ever heard, a mix of a wolf's howl and a human's wail. My legs gave out and I collapsed, soiling my pants. The stench was overwhelming, but I didn't care. I was paralyzed with fear, as I also cried. That creature took a step closer, its eyes blazing with the otherworldly intensity. And that's whenever I thought I was going to die, that I would be consumed that night by something evil beyond human comprehension. I could tell that these guys had never had a real encounter either. Some of them screamed like girls and ran, and they even ran into trees, knocking themselves down and hurting themselves. Others were screaming and crying, froze, just standing there screaming at it like if screaming was going to stop it. You could hear gear hitting the ground, cameras dropped, and I wasn't the only one that soiled my pants. Breathless and shaken, I turned to Jack. I said, "What the hell was that?" Jack had also been crying, as I could see the tears in his beard. He demanded that we get back to his vehicle and that we all leave. Jack's expression was very, very grim. Jack's eyes swollen with tears. He was cursing something fierce. They had all got lost and disoriented during the whole event. Finally, I showed him the way back to the vehicle, and when we got in the vehicle and left, I realized that night, these are not things that we should be hunting. These people undoubtedly have never had an encounter, and that was their first one. That team has now quit, and they don't do this anymore. It's all fun and games until you run into these things. I'll never be going back out again either. It was stupid for me to even return. Mike, my friend, I'll never forget that scream. It's etched into my mind, and that's why the night you was down there and you heard the screamer, it really bothered me. I'll never know for certain what it was. Do we call it a werewolf, an upright canine, a dogman? What is the true word for these? Mike, I worry about you when I see you out on these expeditions by yourself. Sometimes I do think that you push it too far. You push the envelope beyond what you should. You stay beyond your welcome. You're a hard-headed investigator that wants to find the truth. I just hope that your reasoning, when it's time to leave, never gets clouded and your judgment stays good. God bless and Godspeed. Thank you very much for that. It is true, when people do have that first encounter, some people cannot handle it. And I'm not sure that I could handle one again, and I've had them. I mean, it strikes you different. It's a really scary feeling. And I think you made a lot of good sense and a lot of good ideas. And wow, it sounds like you had a pretty good encounter, and Sounds like those guys had no, yeah, they didn't have any sense to be in the woods. They shouldn't even have been in the woods that night. Sounds like they did have their first encounter and their last encounter. But thank you for listening, everybody. Keep your head on a swivel. Till next time, don't be something's dinner, and we'll see you on the next one.